it's Angela again from the Health Tune-Up here for your next liver health tune-up tip. Our livers are so important. They're actually vastly more important than most people actually understand. And the single most offensive substance to the liver outside of chemicals and heavy metals is sugar. Sugar is actually horrible for the liver if it's eaten in excess. We need sugar, right? We need carbs. We need to put fuel in our body. All of our cells use glucose, so we need that fuel. But unfortunately, it all is about how much, and the quality of the sugars. So back in the old days, they used to feed figs to ducks to fatten their livers, specifically for foie gras. So this is something that has been known for a very long time. Especially fructose will be transferred into glycogen, which is stored fat in the liver. The liver is actually the organ that is responsible for deciding whether we are going to be converting the sugar into something that fuel that our cells need, or if we already have enough and it needs to be put in storage. So it'll start to replace its cells within the liver with fat. So we get a fatty liver. So the tip for today is really simple, but it's incredibly important and it should be started immediately. Simple sugars should only be 10% of our calories in a day. It would be essentially 50 grams of simple sugar in a whole day if you're eating a 2,000 calorie diet, which a lot of us are maybe eating perhaps fewer calories than that. So basically, one Snapple is it. That's all you get for the day. So sugar is something we have to keep track of. Now, not all carbohydrates are made the same. There's simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. The complex carbohydrates have fiber attached to them and other nutritional value that we actually do need, and they're definitely a slower burn within our body, but they are sugars. So if we're a car, are we going to overfill our tank? Do we have a storage tank that's outside of our tank? Maybe perhaps if we're into hiking, we have some extra spare tanks, but the human body doesn't have that. Our spare tanks is fat. So if our liver is getting fatty because it's so busy trying to store all these extra sugars, our liver can't function properly. It starts to get congested. Then we start to get hormonal issues. We start to get a lot of other issues that go along with high blood pressure, sugar issues. Liver's pivotal in our sugar balance. So if you have diabetes type 2 or any sugar issues, liver is probably one of the issues. So it's a simple tip. Start looking at labels. Also look up, just go Google what fruits have how much sugars, what is the portions for how much sugar, carbs are in that fruit, in that pasta, in those oats, in the vegetables. Everything has sugars. Some are complex carbs and some are simple carbs. We always want to aim for complex carbs. That's better for us. It's a slower burn. It allows our body to actually utilize the fuel more efficiently. However, you have to look at how much in a day. How much? It's actually something so simple, but a lot of us just don't take the time to understand. If you overstuff our bodies, we become that fatty liver duck. We don't want to be foie gras. So why are we not paying attention to how much sugar is going into our body? We have an epidemic of children getting non-alcoholic fatty liver disease because of the amount of sugar they're eating. And it obviously will matter the quality of sugar that we are consuming. However, sugar is ultimately sugar in the end. Carbs are total carbs. So it's an oversimplification, but we need to be aware, even if it's organic turbinado sugar, it's still sugar. Some sugars have more value nutritionally than others, but how much sugar in a day do we need? So the tip for today involves you actually looking in the cupboards and seeing what you have. This includes any of those breads, pastas, cereals, oatmeal, muffins, pastries, candies, sugared drinks, even if they're iced teas, if they're sugared, it's sugar. Look at the labels. Really, this is our health. This is our quality of life. We want to feel great. And the liver is incredibly important with this. So not only can we put substances into our body, which I'll be discussing in other videos after this one, but actually one of the most important factors is to stop offending the liver. Let's stop actually overtaxing and overwhelming it with toxic chemicals, with sugars, with foods that are just not able to be processed properly, or you're just demanding the liver to pay attention to all the chemicals and toxicity and sugars and try to eliminate or store things that aren't good for us. So it takes away its attention from the other more optimal functions that it should be actually doing, and slows it down or even actually prevents it from functioning properly. So look at those labels, look at everything in your refrigerator, go on Google, educate yourself about foods. It's endless. It's not for one video. Understand all the different vegetables and what they can provide for you. Understand what portions are. Go out and buy some smaller bowls maybe. If you're eating breakfast or doing portion control, understand how much you're actually consuming and start tailoring it in for your lifestyle. Are you exercising regularly or are you not exercising regularly? How much energy are you expending and how much fuel are you putting in? So they should be equal or even a little bit under. So just depending on how athletic you are, how active you are, if you're breastfeeding, if you're a woman or you're not, or you're pregnant, or you're working on your feet, you're in manual labor, or you're in a computer job, this matters. But no matter what, our diet should not be more than 10% simple sugar, and it's arguable 45 to 65% total carbs of a 2,000 calorie diet in a given day. So let's get an idea, a reality check on what we're eating as far as carbs. Just treat it like an adventure. It's learning something new, and I'm in the same boat you're in. I'm looking at all the labels, I'm looking at things, and sure, sometimes I want a little bit of ice cream. Did you know that a quarter cup of ice cream, a quarter cup, is basically the simple sugars for a day? So forget about the quarter of ice cream, a quarter cup. I mean, it just puts it in perspective, right? That means the rest of those sugars are being stored as fat. Fat in the liver, fat in the body, but fat in the liver. They say one full sugar soda leaves us with a fatty liver for several days. That's how impactful our diet is. So I hope this is helpful. Please continue to watch. Follow me at thehealthtuneup.com. I'm putting a comprehensive liver education tune-up toolkit together. It's taking me a little longer than I thought it would, but I want to make sure I get all the information in there for you. It's just really exciting to have an understanding, and it's not hard to understand. It's just getting the details in front of us and taking the time and saying, I'm worth it. I want to have a great quality of life. I want to live a long, healthy life with a healthy heart and a healthy hormonal balance, a healthy sex life, a healthy, active, athletic, working family life. So until next time, follow me at the Health Tune Up, hit the subscribe button or the like button. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.